Fox News alert at exactly 6:30 here in New York City. In just a couple of hours, New York City's current mayor, Eric Adams, will be arraigned in court on bribery and campaign charges. He is accused of accepting upwards of $100,000 in ritzy hotel rooms like these, along with first-class flights and lavish gifts in return for favors to Turkish leaders. But Mr. Adams is arguing it has more to do with a weaponized Department of Justice after comments he has made like these over the years.
They watch me navigate 52,000 people coming into our city without one penny from the federal government. The president and the White House has failed New York City on this issue. Why isn't every elected official in Washington, D.C. asking the national government, why are you doing this to New York?
Why are they doing this? George Washington University professor Jonathan Turley joins us right now from the D.C. area. Jonathan, good morning to you.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay, so when it was first announced that he was going to be indicted, that's what he started saying. Hey, it's because I complained about the Biden administration and migrants. Well, now we're taking a look at some of the stuff, and there's not a lot of there. And you just wrote a great op-ed, which essentially says, in the rush to judgment with those headlines, bribery, corruption, stuff like that, there's not much there.
That's right. There's certainly less than meets the eye once you begin to look at these charges. You know, they, for example, say that there was a quid pro quo where the mayor intervened to speed along a fire inspection approval process for a Turkish consulate.
Right.
But the mayor can say, look, that's what mayors do. You know, this is a city with a lot of diplomats, and we want to avoid diplomatic problems, including the arrival of the president of that country. So he has defenses to say there wasn't any quid pro quo here. The most damaging is probably the allegations of solicitation of foreign contributions, but we have to see how much knowledge he had. That $100,000 are largely upgrades and hotels, which certainly don't make him look good. But, you know, I think, Steve, the biggest problem he's going to have is that the U.S. Attorney's Office was very aggressive yesterday and basically warned people around him, we will be indicting others, so you better cooperate. And they're trying to build a case with his associates because they know that those witnesses are very damaging in front of a jury.
It was kind of crazy. Apparently, they took his phone and they said, unlock it for us. And he said, you know, I changed the password yesterday and I forgot it. Did the feds buy that?
No, and it's clear that they believe that he was obstructing efforts. Yep. He's not charged with that, but the biggest one of the problems that people like Adams have is that jurors don't take kindly to these luxury suites, these upgrades to business class. But the government still has to stick the landing on that one. They've got to show that Adams knew where these upgrades were coming from. People like Adams might not know.
Okay. One other thing we want to know about, apparently, a three panel of judges taking a look at, these are the appeal judges. They're looking at Judge Engoron's civil fraud case against Donald Trump, where he is ordered to pay about $500 million. It sounds like yesterday the defense had a better day than the prosecution.
Well, certainly New York had a better shot with the Cowboys because this this panel expressed real problems. You know, one of them, Justice Friedman, said, this law is supposed to protect the market and the consumers. I don't see it here. Right. And he really pointed out it brought out how grotesque this penalty has been by this judge and how it's growing every day.
All right. Jonathan Turley. Jonathan, have a nice weekend, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Just has to rub in that Giants loss. Way to go. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.